Yeah, it was a hard couple of weeks for us. 2 games, hard fought on the road, Siena, Cornell, and then to take a trip to Canada to play 3 games in 3 days. Amidst all these guys have going on academically and with some sickness running through the team, we had some chance to practice a little bit, but recover a little bit. But it's just good to get back out there and find some rhythm and be at home and play ahead of a really big opportunity on Wednesday as the semester closes down. I thought a lot of guys did a lot of good things. We shared the ball. 29 assists is certainly an extraordinary number. But put this one to bed and move forward and start getting ready for St. Bonaventure.
One of those guys that did a lot of good things is your left coach, Ben Tweedy. Just talked about his play today before we asked Ben himself. But let's talk about his development this year, the transition to Colgate, and his efforts today, a career high for at least in the Colgate jersey.
Yeah, we are excited to have Ben. I think in transition over the last 2 years. When we lost Braden Smith, you can't replace a guy like that. Jalen has grown immeasurably and is a really talented guy. And this offseason, we needed another guy who could play our brand of basketball. And pouring through the portal in high school and everything, it worked out that we really saw that in Ben, both of from what he did last year in his time in Wisconsin, Green Bay, and growing up in Australia, just how he plays the game. He understands the game. He thinks the game. He's one of these guys that's been kind of hobbled by injury a little bit, sickness, and he plays with a grit, and he's tough-minded, so he didn't really miss any days, a couple days over the course of those couple weeks. But it sets you back physically. I mean, he wasn't able to get in the gym and do all the things that leads to good production. As he's learning his way here at Colgate. But I thought he's moving the ball well. He's finding the right play. And, in tonight's game or today's game, that meant some chances at the rim. Stepped up, made a couple shots, but some chances to finish some plays at the rim. So it was good to see the ball go in the basket for him.
Matt, just talk maybe a little bit about Sam Wright. Just being able to 2 of 4 from 3 today. You know what he can do, but as far as the season, how he's evolved as a player.
Yeah, I saw Jeff Woodward sitting across the way there courtside, and so, Sam had the challenge in front of him for 2 years. When we recruited him, we knew it would be 1 year to go to battle every day and learn from Keegan and Jeff. And, I think Sam's bulked up to maybe 230, but those 2 guys are like 250 to 280. And so, knocking him around, I think he learned a lot, and we're seeing what he learned, how to score in the post, how to be efficient. We've always known he can shoot. I know the season percentages don't necessarily reflect it, but, the numbers work themselves out and balance themselves out over the course of a year. So he's a good shooter. I think we saw what he can do from behind the line, the weapon that provides. But, he's become a Colgate basketball player. He works tirelessly. He's always in the gym. He's an extraordinary student. He represents us off the court in so many different spaces. And so I don't know if I thought he would be averaging as much as he is, but it's not surprising that he's producing for his team the way that he is.
Coach, there were 3 3-pointers from Colin Carlos on about a 5-minute stretch in the second half. How does it feel to just have that kind of quick offense that he can provide for you with those triples there and just in spurts?
Yeah, I think we're shooting the ball well from behind the line, percentage-wise, but we don't shoot that many because we're not a high-powered 3-point shooting team. I think, we have a number of guys who they can make threes, but that's not necessarily their main calling card, and it is his. So I think it's a weapon because he can make them, and he can make them in flurries. It seems to be the case. I know our win against Fordham was the same kind of situation that he goes, bang, bang, bang. Next thing you know, like you've got a little bit of separation. But it's also the threat of him doing that. Every team he's going to be like a marked man that's a 3-point shooter, and it gives some other guys some spaces to make some different plays. So he's playing well. He's shooting well. His teammates chose him as the captain for a reason, and he's filling a lot of those buckets as we move through this season.
Ben, as Coach alluded to, dealing with some sickness, so how rewarding was it today, the 23-point effort? I mean, obviously the win comes first and foremost, but the 23 points, how'd that feel?
Yeah, I mean, coming back, talking like throughout the week, the focus is going into each game is just making the right play, seeing the floor, and today it just happened that the right play was finishing a lot of at the rim. I thought the ability to get out and transition and run off the back of our defense, our team got a lot of stops, and we rebounded the ball reasonably well, which freed me up a little bit to get out and be able to put some points on the board quickly.
How's the transition been to Colgate, Ben? You know, why is Colgate a good fit for you?
It's being cold. It's right now outside it's pretty cold. So, I mean, I would say seamless. Transitioning, like I've been living by myself probably for the last 4 or 5 years now. So I finished the last 2 years of high school at a boarding school, and then came away here last year in Green Bay. I was living by myself, and now living here is by myself again. So on that side of things, it's been kind of what I'm used to now. FaceTiming with the family back home, that's kind of something we've become accustomed to. And then basketball's, to me, kind of the same everywhere I go. It's a ball in our hoop. So just getting the work in, trusting what I do, and then coming out and being able to perform.
I don't know if we want to put this out there, but colder than Wisconsin?
Right now it feels like it. Yeah, a little bit.
We have heat in the gym here though, right? I mean,
Uh-huh.
it's still a good place to be in the wintertime, is in a gym.
I mean, I don't know what it is Fahrenheit, but that's what we kind of say. It's 24 in the gym, so there's no excuses. No excuses there.
Ben, you know, watching you play so far this season, more of a facilitator, you know, finding your spots today, you know, Jalen Cox, 10 assists, he's facilitating. What's it like playing alongside him? How's that been for you?
Yeah, I mean, he's been fantastic all year so far to start the season. We kind of trying to bounce off each other right now. It's been coming in a little late, I haven't had a year to play with him, so we've been figuring it out through practice. We get a lot of reps in practice, so he's a dynamic scorer when we need him on nights where matchups suit, and then he can also pass the ball with some of the best in the country. So he had 11 and 10 again tonight. So even though he wasn't scoring like his 20-point games that he's been having, 10 assists, he was running the team out there.
Do you think you can take this performance forward into Wednesday against, say, Bonaventure, or is it more of a different type of look for your team going up against an Atlantic 10 team as opposed to a D3 opponent?
I mean, for sure, this every game is a building block. I think we learned some things, and we figured out some things that we need to work on tonight. I think we just spoke about maturity in the locker room. Coming out against St. Bonaventura, that's going to take a lot of maturity in a place like that against a great team. To be able to lock into our scout and stay disciplined in what we do is going to take a good performance, and on Wednesday night we'll see how well we prepare.
Coach, the fans get you back, and now you guys leave again, as Ben was talking about, St. Bonaventure on the 10th, and then at Florida, take on the Gators, and then back home, December 28th against Harvard. But just talk about the upcoming schedule for the next couple of road games.
Yeah, I mean, we knew when we built the schedule that it was going to be a significant challenge. I think for me, the best thing from this team so far is that every single chance we've had to go out there and compete, we've done so. You know, whether it was Breslin Center against, Michigan State, who's proven to be as good as anybody in the country. Illinois, I thought we fought really hard. Obviously, there's a couple plays that, changed the outlook of the game. The Cornell game, we did everything other than get the win. Northeastern, similar thing with Jalen only playing 12 minutes. And so each game out there, we've been right in the game, and I'm encouraged by that, because you can't take any games for granted. The schedule's hard. I mean, at Bonaventure, they have a great record there over time. They have a good team this year. Florida is as good as anybody in the country again, and so, but we grow from these experiences, and again, we need to keep competing every chance we get when we get out there. But I like the direction of the team, and when we get back here after a little bit of break, a chance to play against Harvard, I think that'll be the right opportunity to set us up for the most important game of the year, which is the first Patriot League game and everyone thereafter.